Hi there, I'm Mohsina Hassan. I have about 17 years of experience in top companies in Bangladesh, and I'm also a graduate from a Canadian university and had been recognized for volunteering there. Today, I would like to discuss with you about understanding the subject of your graduation and how it would be in real life. So, if you're lucky enough, you're going abroad for your studies, and your parents might have said, anything you would like to study, maybe. And you're wondering, you have millions of options and zillions of combinations of major and minor, and you have no idea what you want to do. And doing one thing would mean that you would miss out on other zillion things. So, here is the deal. So, there are a lot of topics that is really wonderful to read. It's great for studies. For example, I love history, I love mythology, but do I want to be a professor? No, absolutely not. There are a lot of people, I really appreciate those people who have taken on teaching, people who have taken on being a professor. My hat's off to them, but I'm not sure that is something that I would like to do day in, day out. Maybe you are thinking of pursuing law degree on, for example, criminology. You love criminology. It's wonderful to read, but maybe you are not comfortable defending a real life criminal without even asking money for them. Ask them for your fees, pursue them, and be able to sleep at night. That would be a very bad choice for you because you love the subject on its academic merit, but you have no appreciation for the lifestyle that it would mean. I have come across people who have studied engineering, civil engineering, and they would say, I don't want to move away from the city. Really? You have studied civil engineering and the engineering sites would all be in city? Does that make sense? Most likely, if you are in civil engineering, you would be going to places where more buildings needs to be made, bridges needs to be made, and you have to go and have it made there. Say, you want to be a doctor and you hate talking with people. When we go to doctors, we are sick, we are in a bad mood, we are panicked about money, we are panicked about our family, we are scared about our health, and at that time we are much more obnoxious than our regular self. And if you don't like dealing with people, if you're not a people person, you will not do well as a doctor. Maybe you will be a good as a lab technician somewhere behind, maybe a pathologist, maybe an anesthesiologist, and you don't get to see any real life patients, you don't have to have a discussion. But if you're considering a medical profession and if you just don't like interacting with people, maybe it's not your piece of cake. I would really appreciate if you take into consideration what happens is that one of our parents had a career that the other parent didn't appreciate, or we thought it was just too difficult or thankless job, and that's why we don't want to do it, and we are out there looking for a place where people would appreciate our job. I want to break this news to you that most of the job in this world, most likely all jobs, are thankless jobs because it is something we don't want to do. That's why somebody is doing it, and that's why someone else is willing to pay for it. Either they cannot do it or they don't want to do it. There is some sort of difficulty for that work to be accomplished. That is the reason where somebody is willing to make a payment in return of that service. There is no job that will guarantee you any level of appreciation. Most probably, you have to just learn to appreciate yourself for doing that job. Another thing, you really need to read job descriptions. So you're thinking, when I'm done with my graduation, then I will look for jobs. Think of it the other way around. First, look for the job descriptions. Those make sense? Can you do it? How does it look in piece of paper? How does it look? Which kind of organization? What kind of people you would be working with? Is that okay with you? Can you accept it? That's something you really need to consider. Reading job description would give you a spotlight into what kind of job, how your lifestyle and job would look like after you graduate. If you can, maybe I'm asking too much of this. As of today, I don't think most of the parents in Bangladesh would allow you to do that, but think of the huge investment you are about to take on after graduation and your entire life based on it, based on this 4 years or 6 years with a master's of education that you are willing to invest. Please ask those people you know that can you go to their office and just spend half a day maybe. Sit around. Can you volunteer there? Can you be there as a free intern? Anything that you want to pursue in career, can you ask to see a real life demo somewhere? Because that is going to be your life for a long time. And even if you want to switch career, it takes a lot of effort to make that jump. Remember, in Bangladesh, a lot of people who are office assistants, they have only passed 12th grade, which means they have only 4 years of difference between you and them, and that's where they're stuck. And there's a reason that 4 years degree or after that a master's make a lot of difference. If you find these pointers interesting for choosing your career, share it with someone who needs to hear this. Please comment down below any questions that you might have. If you like our content for advice for survival, please subscribe. Thank you.